Hello everyone, this is Verde, and today we are playing a little bit more of Roll of X. You can see here that I started the recording without actually running the game. That's mostly because I wanted you to hear as the game opens. The game freezes for a little while when I drag the screen. I don't think that's a problem. But you guys tell me if you think that's a problem for you. I'll try to fix it. Anyway, we have some music now. All of the music of the game currently is from Amad 9, and it is something a little bit more experimental than anything. But well, let's get started. For game introduction, I do think it is a little bit loud currently. At least I cannot hear my voice. Yeah, I do think this is nicer this way. Anyway, it is so too loud. Oh, I could mess with master volume instead. Now I do think you can hear my voice and some music in the background, right? I hope. Anyway, there are currently two very short tracks that alternate within the gameplay, but that will change because the idea there is that we have many short tracks, and how they are played is determined by the game's situation, basically. But if there is a boss in play, if anything, you know. So, talking about bosses in play, I reworked the director overall. Now it has some clearer spikes in difficulty, and the spikes in difficulty are actual spikes. They go back after the spike, you know. The first one is at minute 1 specifically, but the game has 3 types of spawning now instead of 2. There is one which is the easy one, the okay-ish one. There is one which is the medium one, which happens every minute or so. Not exactly every minute, but in cycles of about 1 minute. The easy one happens all the time, basically. Is the one who spawns these, for instance. Like 3 little creatures over there. The easy one is just exists to make the game feel more natural and to give you money. That is basically what the easy one does. It isn't supposed to break your stuff. It isn't supposed to cause any damage. Oh. Anyway, it isn't supposed to cause any real damage and stuff, but yeah, that's the easy one. Now about the medium one. The medium one is to give you some kind of threat, like these guys. These guys are a medium one for sure. And then there's the hard one. The hard one is supposed to wreck your shit, basically. It is there to remove you from the game. He is about to end this guy's whole career, basically. They are there to be an actual... They are not actually that evil. They are there to give you some challenge, proper challenge, and sometimes you will lose the game because of them. basically. That's why the hard director exists. The hard director works in cycles that are about 10 minutes in length, so you will see the first of its doings at 10 minutes, which is something to keep in mind. I actually so anyway, what happens there? You can see the music really helps, at least helps me to, I don't know, not lose hope a little bit. Anyway, the game is now built now supposed to give you more hope, a little bit more hope as you defeat your difficulties, because you will not be facing another thing as difficult in about 10 minutes, you get it? So once you actually go through a challenge, something challenging, the game actually rewards you with some downtime. So you can go there, explore, find some toys and stuff, with only the easy and the medium director going on. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah, rock generation now uses pseudo random instead of true random, because, well, mainly at the center, basically at the center of the map, the difference was quite staggering. There's a Tesla tower over there. I do not have strong shields, but I will try to conquer it. Anyway, there is a new point of interest as well. But basically the rocks were the rock generation algorithm was a little bit changed to basically if it has more rocks than it thinks it should be, its chance goes down, and if it has less rocks than it thinks it should be, the chance of spawning a rock goes up until it spawns a rock. Basically, that's now how it determines this thing. Yeah, and it is mostly visible at the center. Now almost every game will have a similar center in terms of spawning, in terms of rock spawning. God, I am famished. I will have to grab something to eat after I finish recording this, because I forgot to eat once again. That happens from time to time when I'm fixing some kind of pesky bug. White bird. So I don't think I told you guys about the snowflakes yet, but they're beautiful. I really did not think of such a simple algorithm that would generate such beautiful structures, you know? But I guess that's the case with most beautiful things in the game. Like, for instance, the linings are generated by a very simple algorithm. Since I do not have anything to talk to you guys, I will go through these algorithms. The lightning is a very interesting one. It It first off, it starts with a straight line between the target and between the endpoints, okay? And then it starts messing with that straight line. How does it mess with that? Well, it gets a point right in the middle, and then with that, first of all, it checks if that point right in the middle is bigger than a certain distance. If it is bigger than that certain distance, it grunts. If not, it halts over there, okay? Okay, now it grabs that midpoint, and along and basically it moves that midpoint. And now we have two lines, one between the endpoint and the midpoint, and one between the starting point and the midpoint. What do we do with those two lines? We apply the algorithm. Yes, it is recursive, kinda. I do not use a recursive implementation there because I do not like it. But how you think about it is recursive in this sense. Yeah, this is the hard director going on. This is a word of the hard director. You see, it usually spawns either really massive creatures like these ones that wreck your base, or it spawns a boss or something. Excuse me, I will save that building, thank you. But anyway, I managed to actually save most of my base. I lost my Tesla there, which is sad, but that's alright, I guess. I got a lot of money because of that director, so I will keep building, actually. Some cool things about the hard director. It isn't the case right now, but I'm fairly certain I will make it so. I will make this director have a gold cost multiplier on the things it spawns, so you can basically have more rewards from your troubles. I am kind of weak, and the very basic directors are wrecking my stuff, but I hope this bait fixes it. This bait is the new point of interest, by the way. It not only did not fix it, but it spawned some creatures that will wreck my game. Okay, I mean, that's fair, you know. I was the one who actually triggered the base, the bait, and I don't think there is any comeback to this. Not when I actually already triggered the bait, but anyway, that was it. I will do a second match so you can hear that intro once again. One thing, I don't know if this is some bias of mine instead of some bias of the actual game, or you see the FPS dropped a little bit. That was Garbage Collector doing its thing. I really have to make it so that the Garbage Collector runs at the end of the games instead of the beginning of them. Anyway, it is quite easy to tell the Garbage Collector to do your thing, you know, but it sometimes takes a while. Just that was the Garbage Collector collecting. Who would have thought, huh? Anyway, it is funny here. I am currently not recording my voice. You are actually able to hear me because I am actually able to hear me. I am recording what I hear and not what I talk. It is as I moved the microphone to my ears instead of my mouth. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, let's keep going. Oh, funny. Good, good, finally. I might actually move the first point of interest a little bit nearer the base. Like the current. Sorry guys, I had to sneeze over there. I don't think you could hear it, but anyway. I will try to move them a little bit closer to the starting point, mostly because I do think the starting difficulty is a little bit too high. Like the difficulty of the first boss wave, that is nasty. Anyway, there is something interesting in the game currently, which is the boss could technically be an elite version of itself. The elite modifiers work on bosses. There's not elite. There isn't a proper name for this. A modified version of the bosses. I never have actually managed to see an enlarged King Lurker or something. At least I get that going for me. For me. But it is possible. It is only a little bit too. Oh, there's a point of interest. Oh, this is debatable. Should I? Yeah, I will. Wasn't that worth it, but it is early enough in the game that we don't have much trouble dealing with the actual creatures, you know. See, we managed to fight that off just fine. Oh, another one. There's currently not actually a bug, because it is intended behavior is just ugly, which I will have to change. Which is when there is a chunk and another structure generated near the border of said chunk. Okay, give me this, thank you. Like the dunes, for instance. The dunes are really not that beautiful, by the way. I have to make them a little bit nicer. The whole desert is not that that beautiful, by the way. But there's that. I really have to make the desert a little bit more deserty. Perhaps I add some cacti. Yeah, that would be fun. I was thinking about the swamp. I had an idea in mind, some kind of octopus-like creature. That would be nice. That throws rocks at you. No. That, I don't know. I want some tentacle action going on. Because coding tentacles is actually very fun. Basically, you use some reverse kinematics here and there, and the tentacles actually become pretty fun. Why do you think the King Lurker is a tentacle beast? Because I have a thing for tentacles? No. Mostly because coding tentacles is really cool. And where is that wave? Oh, it's there. There you are, Miss Little Wave. Give me my frenzy. I don't think I will be able to fight that off real nicely. Yes. I have 4 Kings of the Hill. Yeah. So I really should try to make use of it with this structure, for instance. Like with 4 King of the Hill, it enables me to build some things. Something interesting that happens. I don't know if you guys... It is obvious, and I perhaps have already told you guys about this. Perhaps I haven't told you guys about this. I remember talking about this, but I don't remember if that recording was actually uploaded, or if it was on the time misrecordings, or one of my many misrecordings. I don't actually remember, but anyway, this more options. It actually increases indirectly the amount of purple upgrades you see in the game, which is something interesting. And I was thinking perhaps I could make the color of the gem be randomized every time it pops. Anyway, here's goes some more bait. I will make the bait creatures spawn. I'll try to make the bait creatures spawn at the actual. Oh my god. At the actual position of the bait instead of somewhere over the rainbow, so you can relate those better. You see, this is interesting, and that would make it so that the biome which the bait is influences a lot in that, like biome within something, I don't know. That would be a cool mechanic. Basically, instead of having, I want the bait to, instead of simply giving the director credits and say, "I'll purchase something for you," it would basically actually give the director a present, you know? Which is funny because it is exactly what happens within the god. It gives the director credit. Oh no. Yeah, there is a massive wave going on because it is 10 minutes, but this wave was much more dealable than the wave last game. Mostly because I'm stronger. You might think that boss lurker would be a really big challenge for me right now, but it really wouldn't. And this is going to be a longish run, I see. But I would eventually face the hunger. Oh, telescopes. The whole playtest community calls this telescope for some reason. The telescopic scopes. Fine. I guess I will embrace some of these names, you know. And I was thinking, within arthropods, like insectoids and arachnids and stuff, that lurker seems to fall upon. It usually the female is the bigger one, right? So perhaps if instead of a king lurker, it should be a queen lurker. I haven't thought about that. But then if it would be a queen lurker, it would have to move diagonally as well, no? No, I'm confusing with chess. Anyway. I am currently... I'm currently facing a calm here, probably before a storm. I have 3 of these rocks which are actually providing me with a steady supply of stuff. And there is that. Oh, okay, that rock hasn't had no chance whatsoever. This is bait? No, this is Tesla. I don't think I can benefit that much from Tesla, but we'll try. Yeah, the whole Tesla thing, most of the playtesters simply ignore Teslas whenever they pop up, or sell them. But I mean, I like Tesla in the sense that they are edge case. They are not an edge case. They are basically, they are not usable every time, but in combination with some awesome builds, it is really interesting. Okay, got it. Also, I will introduce a tier 1 upgrade that I do think you guys will like, which is emergency batteries, which is basically makes it so that the building, once it's disconnected, it takes a little bit longer to start taking dot. Which is something. I like that quite a lot, actually. Having emergency batteries, and it is a tier 1. We are lacking on tier 1 and 3 upgrades currently. The achievement I want for that is something along the lines of, I love how this building is simply is simply bouncing the thing away. You know, it's really interesting. It really isn't supposed to, because I told you guys, it isn't really there. It is in the code, but I don't think in logic it isn't really there. It is an opportunity, not a building. So I will have to make it not collide when it is done, basically. It is really easier than you think, because these upgrades are actually buildings. Everything that has a skill is a building within the code. So having a non-colliding building is quite easy. Actually, the only creature that is influenced by those buildings currently are the spheroids. Are the spheroids. That's an interesting name to call them. I want that golden rock. Give me that golden rock over there. Thank you. I don't need more scan. I really like some faster recharge, because that does indeed apply to stuff. I want to recycle because I want to recycle. I will get recycle because I'm not benefiting from more than 6 King of the Hill anywhere. And I do think this one is not really useful anymore, so I'll get its money. It is weird. Anyway. Anyway, here we go. This is now fully operational, and look at the radius of this guy. And the damage, well, how much damage? 10,000 damage, okay. That is some big number over there. One thing I haven't done yet, but recycle, okay. Now selling structures, I can basically consider that free, right? I was thinking about when you recycle some stuff, you should get a little some trace of the building there, you know, and how much of that trace happens is based on the level of recycle. That would be an interesting mechanic actually. And I haven't explored the south at all. Let me go to there. But this is not that useful for me, this branch. Oh no. 2 of them? And why is... Okay, and they spawned quite earlier than I expected. Yeah, I do think the damage curve in the game is a little bit of a problem, because it isn't keeping up with the player as the player progresses, unless it's very late into the game. Oh no. I will lose some buildings here because I cannot pay attention to both lurkers at the same time. But I'll try to make that minimal. Okay, one lurker is down. Please be something useful. Give me my cannon back. Should react like this a little bit sooner. It went on full on rage mode. It is attacking non-stop. Okay. I managed to defend against them. And that was something I was talking about. Previously, if I faced one of those encounters over there, my game was just be over. Not because the encounter itself is so hard, but the encounter itself isn't that hard, but oh, removing a turret did not update that King of the Hill. I will have to fix that. But anyway, what I was talking about, oh yeah, in earlier versions that would be the end of me. Not because that encounter was so hard, but because every encounter from that part of the game on would simply be harder than that, and that would make things harder on myself. But now no, I can deal a little with the encounters post boss fight, you know. I can't even grow and I caught a cryotech. Okay, Hone Factory. Hone Factory sometimes a little bit Underwhelming. Wasn't expecting to face you guys. Wasn't expecting to see you guys here. So what's up? Yeah, rip those parts of the base. One upgrade that would be real nice is some upgrade that once per minute, I don't know, tries to rebuild your base if something is falling apart due to I forgot the name, due to unplugging, basically. That would be interesting, like automatically doing what I'm doing sometimes, but only once per minute. So these guys would still be a problem, because when you build below them, the building is often instantly destroyed. But it wouldn't be such a problem with, for instance, a king lurker or something. Perhaps organic regeneration. Like every time it tries to actually, every time a building takes damage within that time frame. Oh no, I have a nicer idea. It accumulates growth points as organic growth does, but instead of spending them randomly, they keep them, and as soon as a building takes this junction damage, it spends them in order to try to enable that building, rejoin that building. Basically, I want some upgrades to deal with this joint damage, because it is pretty nasty. One thing I actually perceived is that weak link protection is also actually pretty good against this joint damage, because if a building would disjoint and you have, I don't know, 5 weakening protections, that reduces damage to 1/5, you know? That is a really good actual way of protecting your base against disjoints. But I want at least one upgrade of every tier to handle disjoints, basically. Because it is something that damages your structures a lot, disjoint. I will include, actually, in the next wave of statistics, basically I will include 12 more in statistics, and one of them will be disjoint damage taken. That would be interesting. But anyway, I guess this is it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and well, bye.